Hello, 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 everybody. It is Matt and it is Scary Saturday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I watched, along with a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch this bad boy for free, and if you decide you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks. Now that I got all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's movie is a very interesting one. It comes all the way to us from Nigeria, and it is none other than the movie Demon Inside. Runs at about an hour and 18 minutes. There's no rating on this one. I'm not gonna do a horrible job trying to pronounce actors and the director's name. I do have them listed in the information section. They're just too tough for me to pronounce, and I don't want to murder their names. But I do want to say that each and every one of them did a good job in their part and were somewhat believable to me as characters. What is Demon Inside about exactly? Well, it's a very interesting story. It starts out with a girl who is trying to confess to her mother that she had been raped. Drugged and raped, excuse me. Basically what happens is it leads back to her gynecologist doctor, who has taken her out on the evening and decided to have a couple of beverages, and after her beverage she passes out. He kind of does the gentlemanly thing and takes her into a room and politely takes off her shoes and lets her go to sleep. You later find out things are a little bit different than what they appear, and she basically kind of seduces him in a way to where he ends up doing the deed with her even though she is passed out. It is kind of a not good situation or scenario for the gynecologist doctor. It does not work out for him. He ends up losing his license. He is disbarred, I think is what they call that. But he loses his license and is possibly going to go to jail. He is then had something very bad happen to him. And then it turns out that there's a little more to the story to our girl, Evie, I believe is her name. She's our main girl. There's a little more to the story with her as well. She talks about how she kills men and things of that nature. Eventually, her mother, after confiding in her, and she brings over a priest to do a exorcism, in other words, or I forget how he exactly described it, but basically it gave him permission to grope all over her and eventually rape and impregnate her. Horrible stuff is going on in this movie. Every time something decides to go one way, it goes another. It is not a bad movie, but it's not a great movie. I think it's a interesting tale. The acting was interesting. It's a little all over the place in various places of the film, but onto the three things that I love my movie. To me, first is the audio, and the audio is okay for the foremost. I didn't really have any trouble understanding or hearing my characters in this film. So I'm going to give it a B on that end. Now on to dialogue. Dialogue is the second thing. Dialogue was interesting enough to keep me entertained throughout the hour and 18 minutes. It just was some unbelievable dialogue in places, especially with it when it came to the priest. The priest was kind of, I mean, he was a creep right away, but the things he said, it was just like a little too convenient, especially his excuses for why he did for what he did to Evie, and how he manipulated the entire situation with not only her but her mother as well. So it's quite interesting on that dialogue end. I think it's better than the audio aspect. So I'm going to give it A on that end. Now on to the third thing, which is editing. Editing is okay. It loses some momentum here and there. The pacing is a little off. I think it does a good job building a story, but then it decides to throw you a curveball, and then it slowly has to build up that curveball as well, and then you get hit with another curveball, and it just keeps doing that throughout the entire film. It just has a really interesting way of doing things. There is a nice little credit at the end that talks about two forms of mental illness. I'm not going to give it away because it would be a spoiler to the movie itself, but it is a heartbreaking kind of credit that gives you a little more into the insight of Evie, her character in this film. All right, guys, and now on to the final score of 1 through 5. I'm going to give this thing a 3.5 out of 5. It could have been better, could have been worse. I noticed some errors here and there. There was a couple of spots with the camera where the camera like bumped, and after it bumped, they moved the camera up back into frame to where they wanted it. They did basically, I'm guessing a lot of this stuff was done in one take, 1 to 3 takes, only a couple of tries to get it down right. Or they just kept trying, and that was just the best that they came up with on that scene. All right, now I love your guys' faces. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I'll see you on Monday with yet another review, and as always, love your faces. Again, I said that already, but peace.